Howdy manager. 1 year ago, I posted the first video to this channel, and starting out, I'd only planned to post small updates on a challenge run I was doing. And yet now, I've done streams, sung a song, streamed and posted in VR, beat Extreme at level 4, made a video of a worm, planned for videos, scrapped for videos, held a community event, and suffered immense technical difficulties. So to celebrate surviving a year, I wanted to do a Q&A. Not that there's anything stopping people asking me questions at any time else, it's just, I want to do the YouTuber thing. Without your support, there's no way I'd have been motivated to improve this much, so thank you to everyone who's enjoyed something I've made. Although I think half of you only care for my typography skills, I kinda just feel like I'm not allowed to make anything legible ever again. So it's time to get started with the questions that I don't feel the need to provide coherent thoughts on. When will Vampire appear? Okay, I'm counting Shrimpi, that's 8 months ago. Are you real judgment bird of damnation? I don't know what this means. Yes? Who hurt you into using Jeff Clay? Oh, there we go, this one's kinda normal. It was me. I just wanted to do something stupid to motivate myself to do my weekly MD, because half the time I'm just not bothered to do it. Oh joy, this is gonna take 50 takes, alright. Greetings, sire. As of the moment of writing and elucidating this inquiry, it is currently the early evening, where the sun has just begun to disappear into the horizon. Although I'm certain once it reaches you, and when it is shown, it will not be in the same moment anymore. When I was informed of this survey, it would not be wrong to say that I was utterly elated, and if I would be candid, there are a lot, if not countless questions I would love to make light of, but I believe that it would not be in the spirit of the rules to do so, as you have explicitly stated that there can only be one question for every individual taking the survey. And I would assume multiple questions within a single survey is in violation of such clauses, so if I would have to guess whether to be cases of multiple inquiries highlighted within a single person's survey, you would only choose to answer one and invalidate the rest. Thus, I've pondered thoughtfully about it. The question that I believe to be most worthwhile and eventually arrive to a resolution is your fridge running? Yes, but I don't even want to answer it now. Is Otis hot? With the precondition that we're specifically discussing Barber, I wouldn't say no. Rabies. It's not even a question. There's just no escape from you. What is your favourite Greg Tech be? Oh, Electrum. Because it's unobtainable, so I don't have to breed it. Have magpies ever tried to attack you? I mean, maybe? I might just not remember it because that'll be quite a traumatic event and nobody should ever want to piss off a magpie. How does one the code? Oh, I'm glad you asked. So first, if you're watching stream and your message includes a special function named _code is called. From there, it has a 20% chance to turn on in OBS, so that you don't actually know if you got the right word or not. It's actually rather simple, and I don't know why people are obsessed with it. And finally, we have coming along and straight up asking for thigh pics. Now, whilst I appreciate your straightforward approach, I don't know if you've noticed, but magpies don't have thighs. So no. The rest of this video is where the questions I should answer somewhat properly are. So I hope you're ready for 15 minutes of semi-unscripted yapping whilst Team Energy plays on loop in the background. What got you into Project Moon, and what's the objectively best thing to ever come from the company? My first experience with Project Moon was from watching someone try LobCorp in a stream, where I decided to try the game myself. It took me a bit over 100 hours to finish over a couple of months, as I wanted to get 100% before beating it, and I loved it. As for the best thing from the company, I'm going to interpret this as my favourite thing that PM has released, which would be Limbus. I'd put LobCorp second and Ruiner third, which is not to say I think Ruiner is bad, I just personally don't really enjoy deck building, because I'm bad at it. And Ruiner exacerbates that. What editing software do you use to design and produce your videos? I generally use Audacity for audio, After Effects for 3D and graphics, and Premiere to put it all together. Although honestly, I kinda just sometimes do the whole video in After Effects. It's not good practice, but it's not gonna stop me. Where did you get your name from? It's nothing special. I like fish, I needed to name my account, and it was just the first thing I thought of. What inspired you into making YouTube videos? I wanted to do a challenge run of the game, and figured that I might as well try making a video of it. That way I'd learn something new in editing, and if there was someone who enjoys it, then it would be worth it. Where did you learn this style of editing from? I didn't exactly learn it from anywhere, I haven't done any courses or anything. It's really just been the result of a lot of experimenting. Like, the best thing that has helped me improve was just thinking of some idea that I thought was cool, and then finding ways to use the tools available to actually make it. For example, I wanted to make a Smash Bros loading screen for Leiheng and Ricardo. I then had to experiment with different effects and particle systems, as well as redrew backgrounds and icons in Photoshop. Another example could be when I fought 400 roses in MDE and just realized how cool the background was. I then planned some cool intro, investigated designing my own VFX for the Scream, and set up the stage in 3D. Basically, I just learned through trying to birth my brain children. What is your favourite and least favourite part of the editing process? My favourite part is actually editing, and the process of figuring out how to conceive the brain children. My least favourite part is writing and recording. Most of my scripts end up being about twice as long as the final video. I just keep cutting out parts and making things more concise whilst editing, and kind of losing out some meaning in the process. As for recording, would you believe me if I told you that editing out mouth sounds constantly is incredibly disheartening? Can I tell people that you're not X-year-old? Guys, clearly this isn't X-year. It's Armia. And what is the most memorable thing that was incredibly scuffed to work on? Without a doubt, it would be the VR Kanto 4 video. Genuinely, my thought process was, okay, I can make the combat backgrounds in 3D now, I wonder if I could do VR. Turns out, yes, it is possible, and I think it's cool in how stupid of an idea it was, but it was so laggy when editing and impossible to preview. It took 3 days to export it, both because Adobe kept crashing, and each frame takes like 2 to 5 seconds to render. That's definitely the most memorable, yet most scuffed, and I will be amazed if I do anything that beats it. How do you feel about your fan base? How on earth do you expect me to answer this? Look, alright. I do not like that you all blame me for your inhuman sleep schedules. Yes, I live in Australia. Yes, our times are literally reversed. No, I am not the cause of your insomnia. Don't keep blaming it on me. I'm very thankful for y'all who enjoy the cool or stupid stuff I make. Back when I started, I genuinely never thought I'd ever break 1,000 views in any video, or that I'd be capable of making the things I can now. And it's only thanks to your support that I was motivated to improve that much, and that I'm where I am now, so thank you. What happened to the Magpie that crossed the PEP? The Magpie won? Which Kanto did I enjoy the least? Kanto 2, and in order to save an hour of your time and 50 of mine, we're going to leave it at that. What is my favourite and least favourite ID and ego art? As for my favourites, the ego would be Or Contempt, and the ID would be Ricardo. My least favourite ego art is What Is Cast, because it features Rojin. My least favourite ID art is LCB Rojin, because it is quite literally Rojin. What is my least favourite Sinner and least favourite ID? My least favourite ID might be Bloodfiend Rojin, because it is a combination of Rojin, who I do not like, and Dulcinea, who I find to be the least compelling Bloodfiend, that's all. I just feel forced to use her as she's part of the quartet. Now, if you couldn't already tell, my least favourite Sinner is Ishmael. What's your favourite ID for each one of the 7 archetypes and why? Okay, full disclaimer, I don't really build teams other than Bleed. Generally, I just use IDs that I think are cool, mixed in with Bleed IDs that I think are cool. And as for the why for all of these, it is genuinely just because they are one of my favourite IDs that happens to have that status. So for Bleed, it's Managed Don. For Tremor, Contempt Ryoshu. For Sinking and Poise, both of them, it's Index Faust. For Burn, it's Enclair. For Charge, it's Night of Despair, Shush. Yes, it's a Rojin ID, Shush. It's like the only Charge ID I use. And for Rupture, I had to remember that it was a status, and I'm going to say Priest Gregor. Aside from those of PM, what games do I play? My favourite game is Path of Exile. I have an ungodly amount of hours in that game. I've also been playing a lot of The 100 Line recently. This game is awesome, and is a chunk of why my upload schedule is absolutely terrible. There's a bunch of others, with probably my favourite childhood game being Explorers of Sky. Gambling. Yes, Ricardo, gambling is imminent, isn't it? And what is your opinion of the new, Purgus? You can really tell how long ago these questions. Honestly, the Ryoshu ID was dead on arrival for me because that is one of my most despised abnormalities. Harmony Sinclair's design looks awesome, but who knows if we'll ever actually get to use it because I just don't equip Ego on Sinclair. And my favourite is definitely Biso. He's a B now, nothing could be cooler. Do you see yourself collaborating with other channels in the future? I think the best way I can respond to this is that there's a lot of really cool and talented people in the community that I think would be really fun to work with, but I'm also fully aware that my ideas are generally pretty weird. Also, just in general, asking people things like that is scary for me. What is my favourite ID? That would be Contempt or Ryoshu, because her design is awesome, the abnormality is awesome, and I actually play around her combat passive, which is something I don't do for any other ID in the game. Can I make a 50-step plan on how to beat Kanto 5? Look, okay, as much as I would love to make an entire guide, it would take me like 20 hours to edit when Grok can tell you in 20 seconds. Even then, the real experience is struggling for so long that you memorize his theme. What Sinner do you think will get an actual colour ID? Personally, the colour ID that I want the most is Vespa Merceau. There's this interaction that plays out in my mind where Vespa Merceau is just talking with Vespa, and I find it unreasonably funny imagining how it would play out. As for the Sinner that I think would be the first to be crowned a colour, it would have to be Dawn. Who is the best Sinner? I could debate between these three, but honestly, each time I think of this question, the first that comes to mind is Faust. I feel like her character is starting to become a bit more in line with the other Sinners, or like more human? Human, yeah, sure, let's go with that. Honestly, I don't know the exact reason, but she wins. Which Faust is which? My favourite is N-Corp Faust, because I really like this mirror world with Chroma in the Fool and Sinclair. The prettiest Faust is LCB, because that's who she really is. And I think my least favourite Faust might actually be the Ring Apprentice. This is almost entirely because, whilst I know that it was never going to happen, I was holding out hope that she would be a real Thorns ID. When did I begin coding? That is a very good question, and I honestly don't know where it truly started. I got to do a bit in primary school, which probably started with setting up Minecraft servers. I did a lot more in classes throughout high school and then just continued on with it afterwards. I tend to have the most fun with front-end work as it's, visually rewarding, you can see what's going on. But then there's also the mental satisfaction of completing some difficult integration or creating a program that can interact with OBS based on chat input. I do want to do more with the OBS interactions. I have a lot of ideas, but the current bot is kind of a mess, and I'm procrastinating rewriting it from scratch to make it more pretty and scalable. And finally, would you rather have unlimited bacon, but no more video games? Or games? Unlimited games, but no games? Unfortunately, there is a correct option, because if you take the bacon, you're losing out on video games, specifically video games. The other option says games. That's a bigger range of things, and so I will take the bacon and end the video there. Thank you for everyone who has enjoyed something I've made in the last year. I've enjoyed making stuff, and we're gonna see what on earth I do next.